Muscle range. Introduction. Firstly, before talking about specific areas of the body, we need to cover the parameters to target with each patient. Obviously, we need to assess them to determine what needs to be worked on. This includes our objective assessment, but also our subjective assessment. For example, if an individual plays football and they injure their hamstrings near the start of the game while stretching for the ball, then it is likely to be a flexibility deficit. Flexibility. Be careful. Being shortened in a muscle and feeling tight are not the same thing. In fact, a muscle or joint that is too flexible will actually cause an overcontraction of muscle to stabilize the joint to control it. And this makes the muscle fatigue and tighten. This is a type 1A, fatigue-induced muscle disorder. Issues with measuring muscle length. There are obvious issues with working out actual muscle tissue length. For example, if you assess hamstrings length at the start of the day and again at the end of the day, then it will result in a change in perceived length. Likewise, if you stretch a muscle multiple times and then assess length again, it will appear longer, but is the muscle truly longer? Short answer is no. But does it matter? What is happening is the stretch reflex, causing a lowering of resting muscle tone, and stretch tolerance occurring to allow more range through relaxation without structural length changes. This idea is supported by Conrad and Tilp 2014, who found that stretching increased joint range of motion without any structural changes occurring, and they theorized that this effect is likely neurological as opposed to structural. It is important to realize why you are assessing flexibility and for what reason. Stretching isn't for everyone. Sports that need static flexibility should use short, static, low-intensity stretches to minimize injury risk, according to Beam et al. 2011. Assessment of flexibility need is vital, because if you don't, you won't know what is good or bad on their individual requirements. So a gymnast would be considered inflexible with a certain range, but a powerlifter with the same muscle length might be over-flexible. For example, research shows an inverse relationship between range of motion of selected joints and running economy, according to Nelson et al. 2001. However, regular stretching improves force, jump height and speed, according to Schreier 2004. There is a misconception that stretching reduces the risk of injury. Van Mechelen et al. 1993 found that stretching was not effective in reducing the number of running injuries. In another study, it was found that it makes no difference to the risk of sporting injury in general, according to Larson et al. 2014. Is a goniometer accurate? Goniometer-based assessments considerably overestimate hip joint range. Pelvic rotation and tilt are included rather than true hip motion. There are also issues with placing the goniometer properly, according to Nussbaumer et al. 2010. Having said this though, it is still likely more accurate than just eyeballing the range. Next, you need to look at the videos for assessing muscle range.